So in this tutorial I want to go over kind of some simple object mode, edit mode, creating some buildings on your landscape, and then some of your viewpoints. So we're going to kind of create something. It doesn't have to be exactly like this, but maybe we'll add some water. We'll add some building structures of any sort that you want. So I'm just going to jump back into this project right here, and the first thing I want to do is get out of this edit mode. So either press tab or you can come and go to object mode. So that puts me in the object mode, so I'm ready to create a new object. Before we get into any building of a new object, it's important to be in object mode, because if you're in edit mode and you basically extrude and build that, then you can't move it around very easily. So that's why you want to be in object mode. So I'm in object mode, and then once I've done that, then I'll go to add mesh, and maybe I'll just start off with a cube. You can start off with whatever shape you want. This potentially can become my next building structure, but as you can see, it's easy to move this around, move my building structure, where if it was in edit mode still, it wouldn't work that way. So now it's kind of a pain to work with it in this view point, so it might be easier just to kind of take this and just drag it off to the side a little bit and build it and then bring it back over. So and that's what I'm going to do here in just a minute. So I'm going to go ahead and before I do that, I also want to show you different viewpoints. So if you go to view and go to viewpoint, you've got your different types of viewpoints. Or if you have a number pad on your computer, you can just press those different keys to get those, which I'm going to do right now. So on my number pad, I can press those different views to quickly jump in and out of those different views. So that's kind of a cool way when you're trying to align things and put things where you want them to go. Okay, so yeah, create a basic building structure. I'm going to go into edit mode on this because I need to manipulate this. And what I'm going to do is just start off with some simple things and maybe just do some ease to extrude a little bit. I want to create just a little roof on here for this building structure. And to do that, if you press Control R, that creates a loop cut. So if I mouse click and then press return, now I have this nice little loop cut. And if I grab my edges and just pull those up, I can just make a simple little building structure, nothing too complicated at this point. So Control R again, and as you can see, I'm starting to get some trickier line. I just want a simple line through there maybe and there. So you kind of have to decide what you want beforehand, because I might already be wanting to start all over, but I'm going to just go with it. So Control R, and maybe I'll just put something there for maybe a door, and then Control R again, and then just kind of put where I want maybe some windows to be, and then Control R again. And I'm just kind of dissecting this, so I probably should have held off on really playing with the other parts, pulling that up, because now I've got these lines over here and that might mess things up. I should have waited a little bit. Okay, so now I've got this. I'm going to go back into maybe my color and just add some color. So just throw in just a base color, and then maybe I'll make a simple little door. So this is where you might need to cut up even more if you want to really get into it. Maybe I'll do that real quick. Control R and just kind of place that. Control R. Oh, Control R. And then left mouse click and drag. And then go back to my face mode. So maybe I'll get a door color going. Assign that. And then maybe do some windows over here real quick. Create another and assign that. Give it a color. Maybe I'll give myself a roof color. And then throw that on there. Oops, made a mistake, so undo. Create a new color first and then assign it. And the other thing you can do, you can come in here and actually add names. So maybe I want to name this window. Maybe I want to name this door. Just leave that as walls or something. So that can be something you can do with your materials, so you can use them later on as well. So that's a pretty cool thing to do. Okay, so now I'm going to come over here and just kind of, if you click on one face and hold down Control and click on the end, you can actually select a ring or select a whole loop of something almost, and I can assign that. So now I've got my little barn house or whatever I'm creating here. I'm going to go ahead and go out of object, and then I'm going to go ahead and just place that somewhere. So position that, and then this is where you kind of have to make sure you're in, maybe scale it down a little bit, kind of place as best as you can, and then from there you may want to look at those different viewpoints. So go to Viewpoints and start looking from top to bottom and kind of place that in there. So, and depending on the size, you may need to scale it down and position it. I could duplicate that. Maybe I want a couple of these and place those where you want them to go. If I want to rotate it real quick, R90 and press X, Y, or Z to rotate it in the right direction, and kind of go from there. So that's kind of a simple. I can keep adding more things onto there and really build that up. So that's kind of the next thing I want you to do is just build a building structure on your landscape.